Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. So today we're going to be looking at 500 nightmares. And just yesterday the new quest, Children of Ma, was released, and with that came these creatures. So they require 80 Slayer as well as the quest to kill. And the main draw here is that they drop the new Nightmare Gauntlets, which are now the best in-slot ranged gloves. So they're really good. And yeah, I'm really excited that I can make this video this early. I usually don't make new creature videos the day after release because my Mondays are always so stacked, but I found 4 hours of time yesterday to stream these and I ended up finishing the 500. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into the video. And first things first, I wanted to go over my strategy of how to kill them. So yeah, there's obviously many ways that you can kill these guys, and they honestly are pretty easy, so I really wouldn't worry about it, but for me at least, I picked magic because they're weak to earth spells, and if you use Earth Surge as well as a tier 90 weapon off task, you have 100% accuracy. And that's one thing to note here, because I was doing all these kills off task, and the reason for that is, at least as of the recording of these kills, you could get the gauntlets off task. But that might not be the case when you're watching this video. They might hotfix it in the next couple days, or they might have already hotfixed and made it so you only can get them on task. Because the same thing happened with the Razorback Gauntlets from the Arits. Initially, you could get the Razorback Gauntlets off task, and then basically everyone would just camp for them, so they made it where you only could get them on task. So I'm assuming it'll probably happen for these guys as well. But yeah, with that out of the way, back to the strategy. As I said, I use Earth spells for the max accuracy. I did see a lot of people using the Scythe here. I didn't try it out because magic worked for me and I was fine with that. But either way, it is up to you. As for any special attacks or anything like that, their normal attack at least is just a melee hit that hits 900 to 1000. It isn't that big of a deal if you're soul splitting and you're doing enough damage. You really out heal what they hit. But the one thing that you do have to worry about here is the ranged special attack. So it's really easy to notice when they do it. They kind of hunch backwards and then they charge up a ball and throw it at you. Amazing explanation, but still, it's very easy to notice, and when they do that, you should put on Prey Range, and it'll block 90% of the damage. I don't know why it does that, because usually prayers only do 50%, but I digress. So it really cuts down the damage from 4k almost to 500. Using defensive abilities with a shield also works. I would not recommend Resonance because it only heals one of the hits. But one major thing to note is if you have multiple on you, especially if they are on the exact same square, because that happens a lot, just put on Prey Range the entire time and Devotion and Debilitate to be safe, because if both of them spec you at the same time and you're unaware that it's happening, you will get hit by an 8k and you will probably die instantly. So if you've never seen these guys before, they might look really annoying and challenging, but they really are not. I never died here. And I die everywhere. You guys should know this if you watch my streams. They really aren't that bad. A lot of the times, especially during the last 200 kills, I barely prayed range. I just had soul split the entire time, and I was doing enough DPS to even out heal the ranged special attack. The ranged special attack I think happens after 5 auto attacks. I don't know the exact number, but it's not at the beginning of the kill. It's always later in the kill. So if you kill them fast enough, they will never even do the ranged attack. So considering I'm not on task, and if you were on task, you probably will never even get the ranged attack, honestly. But regardless, you guys are here for the drops, right? And the first thing that I should mention is that around kill 10, so pretty much in the beginning of the video, I got kind of a troll drop. I can't really tell if it's a troll or not because it was Brawling Gloves. I should probably mention that they were Hunter Brawlers, but what the hell? I'm going for Nightmare Gauntlets here, not Brawling Gloves. I may sound salty, but I'm not, because I do want Hunter Brawlers, but that has to be a troll. You go to a monster going for gloves, and you get the wrong pair. Either way, I was super hyped about that, because I now have 4 Hunter Brawlers in the bank, which is a ton of experience. As I said, they dropped the new Nightmare Gauntlets, and I also said that they are the best in-slot ranged gloves. And the reason being, even though they're slightly lower tier than the Ascension grips, is that they don't degrade to dust. You just have to repair them every now and then. But they also upgrade your snipe ability, which is one of the best ranged basics. Essentially, they make it so that you can use snipe while moving. If you're unaware, the snipe ability kind of forces you to stand still for 2 seconds. But with these gloves now, you can move while doing that. So they're very good at Legions, Araxor, many different places. just for that alone. Additionally, it also increases the accuracy of that basic ability by 25%. In other words, they took pretty much the best basic in ranged and made it even better. But after all that hype, did I get any of these gauntlets? And unfortunately, the answer is no. Fuck that, just kidding. I got 2 of them during this video. The first one being at around 165 kills, and because new items are always like super hyped in the beginning, I went to sell it right away, and I sold it instantly for 12 mil. Which was fucking great. I was super happy about that. And just another like 150 kills later, I got another pair, and that sold for around 12 mil as well. But I had to slow sell that because they were slightly dropping. So all in all, I made 24 mil from just the gauntlets, which is fantastic. But one more thing I do want to mention before we go into the loot and show you how much I made. Just like the Muspa, they drop the Muspa spines. And that is the secondary ingredient to make Nightmare Muspa pouches, which are very good for divination training. Assuming that you have the appropriate Elder Charms and the Muspa spines, it costs around 30k to make the pouch because it's 150 Elder Energy, and you can sell the pouch for 37k. So what that means is the Elder Charm plus the Muspa spine is pretty much a 7k drop. And during this video, I got around 300 Muspa spines, so I made the 300 pouches as you're seeing. I bought the Elder Energy needed for around 9.1 mil, and as you can see, I sold the pouches for around 11.1 mil. So pretty much 2 mil profit just from the Muspa spines. Definitely nothing to scoff at, and something you should do if you camp these guys. But anyway, I think that concludes what I wanted to talk about for these guys. So let's jump right into the loot and see how much I made. Alright, here we are with the loot. And the first thing you're going to notice is, holy hell, 27 mil cash. So obviously, as you guys saw, I got 24 mil from the 2 gauntlets, and then another 2 mil from the Muspa, and then they have like 1.5 mil in regular coin drops. So that is where that number's coming from. They also drop Elder Energy pretty much every single kill. Definitely adds up considering they're like 200 each. But I think another drop worth mentioning are the Rune 2H swords, because look at that, 92 in 500 kills. That is a fucking lot. They drop 2 at a time when they do, and they're like 37k each. This stack right here is like 3.5 mil, but with all that said, let's just price check, see how much we made. Fuck me sideways and call me Sally, I just made 39.4 mil in 4 hours. That is honestly so much money, holy shit. And keep in mind guys, I got 2 gauntlets. I had several friends who had like 4, 5, even 6 gauntlets in the same amount of kills. Like, these are so much money. Obviously, they're going to be a lot less, you know, in the coming weeks and stuff, but like, holy shit, that I can't even, that's 10 mil per hour. The one thing to mention, I guess, are these, like, Rune Claws. They will not sell for that price because they are not, like, elked at that price. The only reason that they're high is because of invention, and because there's so many coming into the game, as you can see, they're definitely not going to sell for that. They probably will sell for half, if not lower. But the majority of the other items are probably going to be pretty decent. Especially, you know, the Rune 2Hs, they're based on elk value. They will sell for 3.4. So yeah, I think that's enough. We'll be right back. Hopefully it goes to like 39. I think I'll be happy with 39. So as I'm selling this, I just wanted to point out how depressing this is. Like, look at this. These were the 37 Rune Claws that I had, and each of them were a stack of 800k, right? If you remember. Look at how much they sold for! Fucking 185k and 166k. Like, what even is that? That is like 20%. Like, what kind? Like, I don't even know what to say to that. That's really sad. That is how to ruin an item's price 101 right there. Jesus. But I digress. It's 300k. That gives me like 3 magic trees. Alright, so we finished, and I ended up at 37.2 mil, it looks like. What that means is that my items sold for like 2 mil less than what they were price tagged at, but that's understandable. That's what happens with new creatures. Every drop that they drop just goes to hell for the first week, because everyone is doing this. But anyway, as I said, it took me 4 hours to do this video. You honestly can get the kills in like 3 hours. I'm not as good with DPS and such, and I was also streaming, so it makes sense. If I was like paying full attention, especially if I was on Slayer task maybe, I could have easily done this in like 3 hours. But anyway, if it was 4 hours, that means I made a little bit more than 9 mil per hour, which is ridiculous. Assuming I didn't get any Nightmare Gauntlets, that would leave me with 13 mil. And it took me 4 hours, right? So it's still well over 3 mil per hour, even at my generally slower kill rate. So even if Nightmare Gauntlets go to shit, these are still a decent monster. Just keep in mind that their experience is kind of Their combat experience is kind of bad. But their Slayer experience is okay. It's like 250k plus an hour. Anyway though, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to join my friends chat, it's just my name, Fat Nooblet. Follow me on Twitter, it's in the description if you want to. But either way, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.